As befits a classic SUV, G-Class bodies are mounted on a powerful frame. Most often there are 5-door station wagons, much less often, 3-door station wagons, but convertibles can be classified as exotic. Designed back in the late 70s, the angular body of the Cube, as the SUV was called by domestic motorists, when driving at high speeds causes extraneous noise. Although this relic of the past is more than offset by a comfortable and in most cars to the eyeballs stuffed interior. By the way, please note that additional seats could be installed in the luggage compartment of the 5-door, allowing, if necessary, to accommodate 2 more crew members. Engine. Delving into the heart affairs of an SUV, we'll say right away that almost all Mercedes-style power units are reliable and unpretentious. Of course, they can present certain surprises, but only to those owners who decide that since this is a car with a 3-race star on the hood, then its maintenance is a waste of time. Cars of the 90s were equipped with a rather impressive range of power units. The base was a 2.3-liter petrol version. It is worth thinking carefully before buying an option with such a weakling. Despite the relatively low price of the car, you will not get a frisky horse, but a slow gelding. Few people will be satisfied with the dynamics of 18.5 seconds to hundreds and a maximum speed of 150 km/h. The only consolation can be only an average fuel consumption of 12 liters per 100 kilometers. The 3.2-liter petrol engine is preferred. With it, the dynamics increases to quite acceptable 12 seconds. In operation, it is almost trouble-free. True, in options. Produced before 1997, an inline engine was used. These 6-cylinder units are very susceptible to overheating. Such an arrangement of cylinders, in case of violation of the temperature regime, causes the head of the block to bleed. Ignoring cleaning the radiator or controlling the level of antifreeze will inevitably end in overheating, which will entail polishing the head of the block or even overhauling the engine. After 1997, V-shaped 6s began to be installed on Geländewagens, and the problem disappeared by itself. This option is also preferable because the engines are perfectly balanced and pleased with almost silent operation. The flagship G500's 5.0-liter V8 petrol is the perfect fit for a luxury SUV. It provides hurricane dynamics on the track, and high torque allows you to get out of any swamp. It is better to keep silent about fuel consumption, but this engine of practice is problem-free. A lot of cars traveling on our roads are equipped with diesel units. On SUVs 1990 to 1998 most often installed were 3.0-liter atmospheric and turbocharged diesel engines, as well as 3.5-liter turbo diesels. The atmospheric version is distinguished by maximum survivability, but here the dynamics are sacrificed. Turbo diesels have problems with the turbine. Many owners forget to wait a few minutes after stopping the car and turn off the engine immediately. Therefore, it is better not to stint on the installation of a turbo timer, a device that allows the engine to run after stopping for a given amount of time. Replacing a killed node will cost much more. Transmission. Cubes are distinguished by amazing cross-country ability due to the high power-to-weight ratio. So, all of them are equipped with permanent all-wheel drive, reduced range of gears, interaxle and interwheel differential locks. Unpunished off-road recklessness is also facilitated by the protection of the steering rods and the gas tank with special metal shields. And the Razdadka box and cardans are generally hidden inside the frame, and even when landing on the belly, the risk of serious injuries is minimal. In addition, thanks to the synchronized transfer case, downshifting is possible even while driving. It is enough to set the required mode with the Razdadki lever, which is installed behind the gearbox control handle. But those who are too keen on rally raids may run into problems. So, due to increased loads, the crosses of the cardan shaft fail. And if in other cars they are removable, then in G-Class they are changed only assembled with the drive shaft. Truth. If the cross is regularly lubricated through special oilers, then the assembly is able to go out more than 150,000 kilometers. Excessively aggressive driving on vehicles with powerful 3.2 and 5.0-liter engines can damage the center differential satellites. But in order to bring the node to breakage, you really need to try. Despite the fact that the ideal choice for an SUV is a manual transmission, most Geländewagens have 4 or 5-speed automatic gearboxes. Well, it's really undignified in Mercedes to manipulate the lever. Moreover, the machines are very reliable, although the same can be said about the 5-speed manual gearbox. Suspension. Front and rear suspension, dependent on trailing arms with transverse jet thrust. Springs are used as elastic elements, and the front axle is equipped with an anti-roll bar. The suspension is very simple, which provides it with a high margin of safety and reliability. However, do not be too zealous. A little more than 100,000 kilometers shock absorbers come out. After 120,000 kilometers, silent blocks of rods will remind you of themselves with a knock. That attach the bridges to the frame. The steering mechanism of the screw nut type with hydraulic booster will not upset you with frequent whims. Only after a run of 150,000 kilometers, the steering column damper may need to be replaced. But the tie rod ends will have to be changed more often, on average every 80,000 kilometers. Brake system. The braking system in the base is equipped with ABS. By the way, so that the electronic assistant does not interfere with the control of the car when assaulting the off-road. After switching on the downshift, it is automatically deactivated. Mercedes G-Class is one of the best SUVs, but it requires a caring attitude and regular maintenance, which is quite expensive. When buying a Cube, you need to be extremely careful. You may be offered a criminal copy, hijacked, with a broken body number, or a former bodyguard VIP escort car that is in poor technical condition.